Roll Tide and welcome to Bryant-Denny Stadium. We're inside the Advantage Center at our podcast studio. I'm Roger Hoover. Now, please be joined by, Quandarrius or Q Robinson. What are we going to call you this year?
I mean, whatever y'all want to call me. I mean, I prefer Q-Rob, Q, it doesn't matter, but Quandarrius will do just fine.
That's good. How'd you get your name, first of all? Who named you Quandarrius?
I don't know. I'm just, I'm assuming my dad did because I don't know if my mom would have named me that, but, to each his own. I mean, like I said, I don't hate it. I mean, it is kind of long, and it had me stuck in kindergarten.
Just spelling it out.
You know how the teachers had those writing sheets where you had to kind of follow along the line to draw your name. I had 2 pages. So yeah.
That's pretty, but you don't know the inspiration or anything like that.
I've been asking for 10 years now.
There we go. We got to get to the bottom of it. But one thing we are for sure of, you're a great football player for the University of Alabama. Just how much have you enjoyed your time in a Crimson jersey? Now you got to be excited for what's coming up this year.
I mean, I've enjoyed my journey. It involved a lot of maturity on my part. Me getting here and just seeing this many people, meeting a lot of people and having a lot of freedom along with itself. Maturity had to play a part into it, and I think that helped me be, some type of impact player last season. Because I believed if I didn't, grow as a person, I probably would haven't been able to play that role that I played last season. Yes.
Yeah, huge role for the Crimson
for sure.
Tide last season. And then you get the news Coach Saban's leaving as he retires. Kalen DeBoer comes in. What'd you like about spring practice?
Oh, spring practice was pretty dope. I think being under Coach Saban for so long, me personally, it kind of helped me with, the transition to Coach Womack's defense. Because it's kind of similar to what we've been doing with, Coach Saban for so long. So, I mean, with Coach Womack, everything's been pretty smooth as far as defensive schemes. Coach DeBoer is the coolest coach ever. There's some similarities between Coach Saban and Coach DeBoer. It's just one yells and curses and the other one doesn't.
Yeah.
So I've been everything's been the whole transition has been pretty smooth for me and a couple other guys. Yes.
Did you like having the music at practice?
It was a little weird. But I mean, it's pretty dope. I mean, something we get used to. And it kind of challenged us to, try to stay focused, during practice. So, I like it.
And how about the chemistry on this team? Through all the players we've had come in here and talk to us, they've really talked about how they like the chemistry that this group has had, really just off the field more than anything.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, I can't think of numbers of times we probably went bowling alone. We went bowling probably maybe 10 times. As team where it was just optional. If everybody wanted to come, they can come. So I mean, stuff like that is just helping everybody get closer together. Maybe one day you'll see Tim Keenan hanging out with Xavier Brown and just people just hanging out, So yeah, this spring brought everybody closer because with Coach Saban, we kind of leaned on each other to keep each other here. Just make sure everything is going to make sure everybody understands that we're going to be able to get through it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Who's the best bowler on the team? Who's getting the high scores?
Believe it or not, probably TK. Probably Tim Keenan.
There we go.
Damian Payne. Then I would say Marion. But he ain't beat me yet. I mean, he hasn't played against me yet.
So you sound like you're pretty good then.
Oh, for sure. But it's just Tim Keenan and Damian, they on a different. They just on a different level.
There we go. So again, from that, it sounds like you're pretty competitive. Has that been the case your whole life?
Kind of, sort of, yeah. I've always wanted to be the fastest, strongest, and I think that's just a product of me. I was staying with my great grandmother one time for a couple years. And along with me was my 2 older cousins. So living with them, living in that household is always some type of competition, regardless if it's on the PlayStation or we outside playing football. So, and they were 5 and 7, 6 years older than me. So it was just I'm trying to keep up with them and beat them in whatever they were doing. So I mean, for the most part, yeah, I am kind of competitive.
Were they some of the first people that got you into football?
1,000%. I mean, my mom threw me out there, but I think for the most part, they kept like I said, the competitiveness going. So
Yeah. Any other sports for you growing up?
I mean, I played track, and I ran track and played basketball in high school. But when I was younger, it was just strictly football.
Just strictly football. And again, Jackson Hole in high school, right?
Those two cousins I was telling you about,
Yeah.
they went to Jackson Hole as well, and they also wore the number 6. So yeah.
There you go. You're able to carry on the tradition. What'd you like about your high school football career? And obviously, you were able to pick up a lot of accolades, ranked the #1 player in the state of Alabama.
I mean, along with high school, there was a lot of maturity in that. I actually quit my freshman year because I wanted to play receiver, believe it or not. So my whole career leading up to high school, I played on offense, quarterback, running back, receiver. I think I played tight end before. And once I got to high school, my coach was like, "Oh, you're playing linebacker." I was like, "Nah, I'm not having that." So I quit, and my mom was kind of supportive of that. And I talked to my oldest cousin, really enough, and he was just like, "Man, what you doing? Like, you ain't never quit nothing a day in your life." And I was like, "Yeah, you right." He was like basically trying to remind me of like all the times I was playing in the front yard of our great grandmother's house, and just playing football. We didn't necessarily worry about a position. So went back to my coach, like I think that following week, went through the spring, and yeah, I just ended up becoming like I think a safety that season. And the season after that, I ended up going to DN because I gained a little bit more weight. So yeah.
What do you think they saw in you to make you a defensive player? And then how long did it take to really adjust to getting used to not having the ball in your hands, but hunting the ball on defense?
I couldn't tell you what the man saw. I really couldn't. Like, I don't know. But at the same time, it was more of the adjustment wise, it was just pretty difficult that first season, me playing safety. I think I was better at the point of contact. I think that will help me make the switch to like, DN linebacker. So my junior year, when I got to DN, it was way easier for me to play. Then I had a couple older guys, with me to help me out. So I mean, went on a 10-1 run that season. So
Yeah, and started to get a lot of attention after that, I'm sure, from colleges. Did you go to some camps that were really important for you in the summertime?
yeah, so I think if I remember correctly, summer of 2017, I went to the Auburn camp and did whatever drills they had me do. I think it was linebacker drills, or I'm not sure. But I did some kind of drills, and they offered me that same day. And weirdly enough, have you ever listened to a song called "Congratulations" by Post Malone?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Came on the radio that same day, and it came on like 3 or 4 times on the way home. So, yeah, that's like, yeah. That was just like a weird thing for me because it's just like, congratulations. I ain't never heard this song in damn. So, yeah.
You just got an SEC offer, yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, that was pretty emotional for me because I was playing football for the fun of it. I didn't think I was going to, come to college or do anything with college, I'm graduating August 3rd, So, yeah.
Oh, when did Alabama start to enter into the recruiting picture for you?
Towards the end of my junior year. So, actually, it was probably the summer of my junior, like that going into my senior year. I mean, so I think I came here for a camp, but I didn't come for me, if that makes sense. I came because another one of my teammates was coming, so it wasn't like I was invited or anything like that. But it was just like I came because one of my teammates came, and then I did some drills, and then next thing you know, I ended up in Coach Saban's office, and it's like, we're going to offer you. I was like, cool beans.
How cool was that experience? I mean, he takes you in there. Did you sit on that couch and have to face him with all those championship rings staring you in the face on the coffee table?
For me, I mean, I wasn't necessarily worried about that, like, necessarily, because it was like, okay, he just offered me, like, I was pretty, like, at this point, I was kind of like, all right, I've been offered by some people and never been like I've never talked to them again. You know what I'm saying? So I think the changing point was after the fact where I came to like some visits. And I kept talking to Coach Saban, and I actually like got to learn what I'll be doing, what I'll be eating, where I'm going to be staying at, how practice is going to go, how workouts are going to go. Like that there kind of like led me to come here because I knew what I was getting into. So, I never like, my thing was I never like to be unprepared. So when they laid it all out for me without me asking questions, I was like, yeah, it's kind of hard not to come here. And it went a lot, so.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, especially at that time, winning a lot of championships, being in the college football playoff. What do you remember most about signing day and when you got to put on that Alabama cap?
My mom's crying. My mom never cries, So her being a single mother and all, she tends to be like just, like, I don't know, like the strong-willed person where you like never see her cry or anything like that. And I think that was like the first or second time I ever seen her cry. I think the first time was when I got my offer, but the second time was definitely when I signed that paper and put the hat on. I guess it all set in for her, just her just realizing that I'm going to be going to college, So.
Luckily, not too far away from home, right?
Oh yeah,
did that help?
Sure.
Yeah,
a little bit.
What was it like making that transition then? Okay, you signed. What did you do? Early signing period? Then did you enroll early that year?
No, I didn't enroll early.
Okay.
School didn't allow it, but I signed early, but then I had to get ready for like that All-American game.
Mm-hmm.
So like yeah, I ended up leaving like probably like a couple months, a couple weeks after that, I believe. So I mean that process was kind of weird because that was the first time I've been on a plane too, going to
How about that?
Texas.
Great experience. I mean, now you've played against so many of those guys in SEC games as well. Some of them moved on to the NFL. I mean, you're surrounded by talent in that Army All-American game.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
Well, then again, you sign with Alabama, you make the transition, and then how did COVID kind of impact your freshman year and getting started with the Crimson Tide?
Well, first off, I think I got COVID like the first couple of weeks I was there, which was not fun, but it was just the fact that it was like, okay, we immediately get there and we're immediately like quarantined basically because we like can't talk to nobody, we can't basically leave our rooms or whatever, and yeah, it was just hectic that summer, and then getting along into the season, I think it got a little bit better because for the most part, everybody didn't travel because they had to cut down on the travel list. So, that was kind of like a struggle for me too because I didn't get to travel. Most people don't know that, but I didn't get to travel. But once we got to like those playoff games and I started going to those games, it kind of like was the same kind of method where we get to our hotel rooms, chill out, can't leave the rooms, like, that's just like for food or something. Everybody just kind of stay 6 feet apart. But for the most part, it was pretty fun just experiencing it. Experiencing, like, for one, the Heisman winner, Devontae Smith. I was talking to somebody the other day. It was just like the one-handed catch he made on Derek Stingley. Like, seeing that for the first time, you just be like, oh, my God. Like I don't know, bro. That season was wild just because of all the people we had on there. So, yeah. I just love watching it.
What did you kind of learn about the leadership of that group? I mean, that's the last team that's gone undefeated. They were able to go through a whole SEC schedule, the daily testing, the quarantining, like you mentioned, but they were still able to win football games, win a national championship.
Well, for the most part, the leaders on that team were like y'all just follow me, y'all believe in me, and we gonna get there. I'm gonna give y'all my best no matter what. And for the most part, they did, even when like nobody else was looking. You know what I'm saying? Like Smitty, Leonard Dickerson, Mac Jones, Najee. Like there was never not a time I've seen them dudes like not give their best. And I kind of try to carry that, throughout, with me for whatever I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So like, if I know I got those runs in the morning, I don't BS with them. I be trying to run them 100% every time.
Yeah, obviously Devontae Smith gets all the attention from
Yeah,
that
for
year
sure.
as we look back because of the Heisman, Mac Jones, all the touchdown passes. Do people forget how good Najee was? I mean, he was amazing that year and
How do,
2019 too.
how do people? What do you
I
mean
just don't think
forget?
he gets enough attention. I think when we look back to that season,
Oh, for sure.
because I mean, he was one of the absolute best in college football.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, but Najee, I ain't gonna lie, bro. It was just a freak, bro. I don't know. Like, just kind of how like Derrick Henry was when he was here, but just like a little bit more shifty, like
The hurdles getting high in
hmm
the air.
See, like that's what I'm saying. Like the one against South Carolina, like, bro, come on, bro. Like, how do you forget about that?
No, I'm just saying. I think he should get more. I think
Yeah.
I thought from college football awards
Yeah.
and stuff like that. I thought he should have gotten way more attention than he did.
I mean, well, I think that comes from being overshadowed by Devontae.
Yeah.
But shoot, in my opinion, I think Alabama should have cleared the board with awards that season
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
that's not me just being biased. It was just me being a football player, just saying like, hey, like everybody on this team was like one or two in their respective positions in the country. You know,
Well, you've practiced against some really outstanding players going back to that 2020 team, but then you add in the
for
Bryce
sure.
Youngs and the Jalen Milrose and all the great running backs we've had.
For sure.
I mean, that's got to make you a better football player going up against those guys.
oh, it's you don't have a choice to get better, but to get better. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember my first practice. I think I was on the scout field. I was trying to give Evan Neal a look, and I kind of came out BSing. You know what I'm saying? What that man did to me, bro, I don't, like that. It hurt. You know what I'm saying? But it kind of helped me understand like where his mind was at. This is a game for him. He needs me to help him out, and I was BSing, so he just knocked me up inside. Just hit me. Rung my bell a little bit. And ever since then, it was kind of like, all right, bet. When I'm going against these guys, I need to be going 100% every time. So ever since then, I've been trying to just help this team any way I can, honestly.
And part of that and getting on the field for the Crimson Tide, work on special teams, punt coverage, kickoffs as well.
Yep.
Did it take a while for you to learn kind of what Coach Saban wanted out of those spots? Because that's obviously a portion of the game he cares about a lot.
For the most part, I think I was thinking about it a little selfishly in terms of like, all right, I know I need to get on the field. This is the way I'm gonna go. Like this is the way for me to get there. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't necessarily about Coach Saban. It was kind of like about me. At least that's how I was thinking. I'm not ashamed to say that. It was just like, all right, bro, I need to get on the field somehow. I can't spend my whole career here and not even smell the field. You know what I'm saying? So I took it upon myself to like tell my coaches I know how to long snap, kickoff. I took it, I started thinking learning and thinking about it a little bit more. Punt coverage, punt return, all that stuff. I just took it a little bit more serious, because I think a lot of people just be like, oh, it's just special teams. Nobody want to do special teams. Well, people that do special teams in the league get paid too, so
Yeah.
I'm fine with whatever. Whatever helps me get to the league, I'm willing to do it. So that's how my mentality is right now.
You still practice some long snapping at all?
1,000%.
Yeah. You and Neelan get out there and
I don't think Neelan likes when I snap with him.
we've had him in this studio. We've had him discuss all of his long snapping stuff like that. But I remember you were warming up, I think, one game your freshman year.
Oh yeah,
Pre-game, yeah.
for sure. I was warming up numerous of times.
Yeah.
Even the season where I think it was 2023, 22. 22, I warmed up a lot, with Neelan. And yeah, especially when we went to away games, for sure. I warmed up a lot with those guys.
That's certainly good. And again, some good moments for you on special teams. Take me back to the Rose Bowl, recovering that punt. Walk us through that play from your perspective.
Oh, so I'm just trying to make sure this big old tight end didn't run through my face, first of all. And I'm trying to make sure I didn't jump off sides because I see him just edging towards the A-gap. So I can't let him get, I can't just jump in the gap, but I can't let him run through me either. So the ball snaps. I grab him. I stay locked on to him a little bit longer than normal. So I get down there in coverage kind of late, And I'm on the left side, which, if you're kicking right, you got, kind of cut, just, what's a great way to put it? Well, for us, we got 4 spokes where everybody needs to be, especially if you're one of the guards or tackles. So if you're the first person down, you got to be 4 yards away from the ball, and I need to be 6. And then one of the freaking shield guys need to be 12 yards, So I know that whoever's to the left of me got down there first, and they was on the left side. So they got down there first. They were 4, and I was supposed to be the 8. But like I said, I got down there late, and this is when they do, like, kind of whiff the ball. And then K-Law missed it, so I had to, like, literally just full layout. I don't know if y'all seen it or not, but, like, I literally fully laid out to jump on that ball. And, yeah, man. I mean, that game right there was just crazy, too, man.
It really was, yes.
For sure.
The ball security was certainly good, and probably not a fun memory to talk about. But is a moment like that, does that almost reinforce the lessons you learned maybe a year ago against Tennessee when you were trying to come up with that ball in that game?
Yeah, of course, because I mean, I think what that returner did for Michigan is kind of what I was afraid of. Kind of afraid would happen in Tennessee game like a couple years ago, because like. Usually we stay the freak away from the ball if we not gonna catch it. But no, Kool-Aid decided to run to the ball. Took a little awkward bounce for me. Like, it was too awkward for me. So it was just like, oh snap. And, and I take accountability for that because I think I should have had more urgency getting on the ball instead of trying to pick it up. But for the most part, I don't feel bad about what I did. I just should have had more urgency getting on the ball.
And it's not a round ball. I mean, it takes funny bounces out there.
Oh yeah, for sure. I don't think. Never mind. I'm not even going to say that.
Well, again, some really good moments for you on special teams, and now I'm working your way more onto the field. I saw that a lot last year. Mm-hmm. Obviously, that's been a focus for you in spring practice. Just how do you feel about your game right now, playing defense and learning what Coach Womack wants from his linebackers?
Right now, I don't feel like I'm nowhere near to, where I need to be at for this season, but I feel like I can get there, pretty soon. But, and just literally just keep talking to him, honestly. Learn his defense more, learn what everybody else do, and literally just trying to, pick his brain about stuff. And, once we get into the season, I just want to know, talk to him even more about maybe matchups, that they might try to, get out of us, because I don't want to be, guarding no freaking, small receiver, 5'11", 165, and he just, But if I have to, I want to know the reason. You know what I'm saying? So, and just me talking to him more and just realizing, he wants us to be really, really, really wants us to take away the ball more this season. And so that's going to be a huge emphasis this season, taking away the ball. This run game, we got to be real thick in the run game. That's going to be a huge emphasis this season as far as linebackers. And then coverage, man. Just play tighter coverage. For us linebackers, I know this last season we could have did a lot better with that as a group, outside linebackers and inside linebackers. And, I think we're gonna shock some people this season,
Yeah, is it really going to be a physical defense?
Oh, 1,000%. Come on now. Come on, bro.
How much have you enjoyed getting to know Coach Robinson?
Oh, C-Rob, that's my dog, man. C-Rob is the coolest dude ever, man. And I think I've said this before. Having somebody that has played in the SEC before, the level of respect goes up, because he's like, okay, he did it, and he did it at a pretty good high level. I don't know, if he was really good or not, but that's what he says. That's what he said.
He was out there.
Yeah, for sure. But I love C-Rob. C-Rob has had brought a level of peace and calmness into the room. Not saying that we didn't have it before, but it's just he leads every meeting with some kind of inspirational quote or a Bible verse, and I think for the most part, he's really trying to help us be a man as well. Just simply because he said he hasn't had that, at his time in college. So I mean, for the most part, I love him. As far as coaching goes, he scares me a little bit, we get out there on the field, he start cussing, you know, just a little bit. He's not a huge cusser, but he's just like, yeah, man, you gotta get going, you know.
So Coach
So,
DeBoer again balances that out, right?
for sure. But like I said, I mean, these guys are like, you know, great coaches. I mean, like it's almost impossible to hate them. If you hate them, something's wrong with you. Like you just something's wrong with you if you don't like them.
So you've learned a lot from the coaches you've had, not only in previous staff, this staff now. How about some of the teammates? Because Will Anderson Jr., Chris Braswell, Dallas Turner, the list can go on and on. Guys are going to make an impact now in the NFL. Just how much has that made you a better football player?
Just picking the brains of those guys, as I came across them. Like Will being that guy when he was here, sat there, thought of and talked to him a couple of times, and just picked his brain about how he's seen this play or what happened this play, what made him do this, what made him do that. And like a lot of the times, bro, people don't even know, bro. Like Will probably didn't even know the play or wasn't supposed to go inside or outside on the move, and he ended up doing it and making a play. So half the time, like that right there taught me just to play football. You know what I'm saying? Especially Will's first, especially that was like Will's freshman year too. So like, like we all mess up. I'm not gonna say this game's ever perfect, but like, for him to mess up and still make a play is kind of like, all right, bro. Like, this dude cheating somehow. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, just having Will in that room, just picking his brain about stuff, even with Dallas and Brass. Like those two guys, bro, I got to sit there and talk to these guys a lot. Even work with them,
Yeah.
You've seen this past season. And I think the main thing from them was, can I be athletic like Dallas? Can I be the elite pass rusher like Brass? You know what I'm saying? So, like, more of picking up the game from them, And we all know that, Dallas is like a freaking nature, too. Like, that kid can really do, like, that dude can do it, whatever.
Jaden Daniels knows that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, that dude can literally drive a coverage, chase the quarterback, whatever you need him to do. I'm pretty sure they gave him the football on the 1 yard line, on 4th and 1. I'm pretty sure he'll get that first down for sure.
He'll get there. This year's defense, Deontay Lawson, another one of the leaders, calling plays and stuff like that. How important is he to making everything go?
Oh, he's a huge factor. And shout out to him because he's been really like a tremendous leader. And, like whenever we are, going over plays and stuff like that, he's just been way more vocal than he has been in the past. And I think a lot of young guys are looking up to that, and respecting him more because D-Law is just one of those like chill guys. You don't want to say too much. You don't want, But I think now he's trying to be more of that vocal guy.
Do you feel like more of a leader this year?
Slightly. I don't necessarily like, I don't know what's the word. I don't know. I mean, some guys do. Some guys don't. Like, I'm not a leader per se, but, I've taken on the role of many things since I've been here. So, like, I'm not, trying to shy away from it. But if you compare me and D-Law, it's just like D-Law, me. You know what I'm saying? But, and I think that's just because, like, D-Law just has this, like, he's just like a magnet. You know what I'm saying? So, like, whatever D-Law talks, everybody listens. No matter if it's me, Tim Smith, Malachi, Jamarian Latham, like, it doesn't matter who it is, we're going to listen to him if he talks, you know what I'm saying? And vice versa. Like, I'm not saying that, like, people won't listen to me either, but it's just, we want to listen to what D-Law said.
Yeah, that's right. He's definitely earned that. Getting excited for college football season to start, what do you love most about game day here in Tuscaloosa at Bryant-Denny?
I've just got to be Walk of Champions. I think even when I was getting recruited, I think that's going to be, I told everybody that would be like my favorite part of like just having college, like, like having to play for Alabama. Like that Walk of Champions is so dope. It's just having all those people out there cheering for you before you even put on your jersey is probably like the coolest thing ever. And even seeing those recruits up there, recording and stuff. So like that's pretty dope for me.
Do you put a lot of thought into your outfit that you're going to wear for the Walk of Champions?
No.
Well, Tim Keenan sat here and talked about it. He's got almost every week planned out already, with all his stuff.
No, for the most part, I keep it simple. I don't, get all flashy. But I'll be there to play football. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and just how much do you love the crowd support that you guys get in games too? I mean, even if Alabama's down to score two, they never give up. They've got your back, and we've seen so many wins to your time here at the stadium because of that.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, they play a huge role on like how the game goes. Honestly, I don't know if you played college football 25 yet.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard to play in the stadium, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't play against Alabama.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's going to be my team, too. Yeah. Speaking of that game, you're in it. Do you like your ratings? What they get right? What they get wrong?
Oh, man, I love our ratings. They got me at 82 overall. They gave me an 89 speed. I think like 87 strength or something like that. Agility is like an 80. Like everything around the 80s, honestly. So, like, I'm not mad at that. I'm not really mad. Like, I didn't care what I was. I was thinking I was going to be like a 75. But, to each his own. I ain't really mad at it. It's a video game. So
yeah, pretty good with Alabama's offense, especially with Jalen.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, the first game, I think I had, like, I was on my way to having 55 points first game. And whoever I was playing was, like, I think they had, like, 14.
That's pretty good. People also, they've been saying, all right, Jalen Milrow's kind of a cheat code. He's like the Bo Jackson of this game. But I think also Kendrick Law. But you guys get to see that in practice, too, in real life, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think the most OP person on that team is probably K-Law. Now adding Ryan Williams, along with this stacked O-line, along with Jamarian, freaking Justice, and now BY9. Like, bro, I'm telling you, like, I don't know how anybody can skip over anybody in that. Like, it's giving hints of 2020, man. You just got this stacked O-line with these crazy receivers, this crazy quarterback, with these crazy running backs. Like, it's just, I don't know. That's why, I mean, like, bro, I've never not played with Alabama on the game, though, for sure, because of that. I know the real. So, like, it's just, like, it's kind of hard not to play with the best all the time.
That's certainly good. Well, he gets to do that for the Crimson Tide starting this coming season against Western Kentucky. We're really looking forward to seeing you out there playing for the Crimson Tide, Q. Just thank you for all the time you've given us today on the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.